Welcome to this episode of JING TV. I'm Megan and I am happy to be accompanied by Nigel Jeffrey, JING's business manager, who's been with us for a really long time and has an amazing amount of wisdom to share with everybody out there. Thank you, Nigel, for being here.
Pleasure.
Usually sort of moving things behind the scenes, so it's a bit intense to be in front of the camera.
Absolutely, first time ever.
So Nigel's here to talk to us about the big question that everybody has, making that transition between being employed and going into being a full-time massage therapist in practice, in business. So a couple of top tips. So if somebody came to you, Nigel, and said, I want to become a massage therapist full-time, what kind of questions would you get them to think about and be able to facilitate?
Yeah, I think initially for anyone going into self-employment, they have to think very carefully and take time to think, is it right for me?
Okay.
Yeah, because there's lots of different ways that you could be a massage therapist. You could actually work for somebody.
Sure.
So working for yourself is something else you've really got to take time to think about. And is it right for me? Am I the right sort of person that can be self-employed? Am I good at working on my own? Am I good at being on my own?
Yeah, that discipline.
Absolutely. There's an awful lot. Bear in mind that when you go self-employed, you are the boss. You are the boss, you're the employee, you are everything.
Yeah.
Everything comes down to you.
Yeah.
Okay? And you have got to be the right person to be able to deal with all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the kind of things, it's like, you know, it's not only being a really great massage therapist, it's also being able to be a good business manager. And so the different things that are involved with that. So everybody also always wants to know about accounts. How do they manage accounts? How do they set up their own business? Do they have to declare? Do they have to talk to HMRC? What kind of stuff? What are the first steps that you'd suggest people do?
Okay. So if you've made that decision, yes, I am the right person to go self-employed, this is right for me, then number one, first thing you need to do is make sure you're registered with HMRC.
Okay.
Our wonderful tax people, Revenue and Customs. You have to register as self-employed because from now on you are going to be responsible for your own personal tax and for your own national insurance.
Yeah.
So they have to know about it. Even if perhaps you've done a self-assessment tax return before, you still have to register within 3 months of starting.
Within 3 months,
Within
okay.
3 months of starting as self-employed.
Okay, great.
And if you don't do that, there are fines and penalties for not doing that.
We don't like fines and penalties.
We don't, no, it's not good.
No, it's not good. All right, so that's good.
That's number one.
All right.
Number two, open up a bank account.
Okay.
Okay, so I would always recommend don't use your bank account that you are currently
So a
using.
separate bank account.
Yeah, keep that money separate from your personal money. Do not confuse the two.
And does it have to be a business account?
If I were a bank manager, I'd say yes, of course it has to be a
And at some point I think you were a bank manager.
But no, as long as you keep your money separate,
Okay.
yeah, then as long as you've got a separate bank account, then that's the minimum that you need to get going ahead with.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Great.
I mean, there might be some advantages in having a business account.
Yeah.
Like, they might have a specialist business manager to help and support you.
Yeah.
Those are things you just got to think and weigh up, really.
And sometimes there's fees involved, right? There's different fees involved sometimes with business accounts.
I mean, very often, as a startup business, you're going to get some kind of free banking anyway for a business account.
Yeah.
So it's worth shopping around.
Great.
Yeah, it's worth going online, looking at some online accounts, or it might be worth popping into your local branch and seeing who offers the best deal. Is it
Great.
12 months or is it 18 months worth of free banking?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's worth looking at.
And then how do people want to know how to set up their accounts then? Like what does it mean to do their own account? How do they record that?
I mean, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you like. I like it simple, so keep it simple, I would suggest, certainly initially. I suppose the first thing that I really ought to say is make sure you keep records. Right? It's very important to keep records that are in relation to all your financial dealings and all your client dealings. As a massage therapist, you need to keep accurate records about your clients and their treatments. Okay, and I don't want to get too technical, but under the Data Protection Act, you need to keep that safe and secure.
Yeah.
And your clients need to know how you might want to treat, how you will treat that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it needs to be safe, secure, and you're not going to share it with anybody. It's going to be very confidential. Okay, so you need a good system to make sure you collect that information and keep that information. And then in terms of financial records, well, as I say, you can make it very simple. If you want to keep it handwritten on a handwritten basis, then get a simple exercise book.
Okay.
The main thing is what you're doing is recording money coming in and recording money going out.
Yeah.
So in simplistic terms, on one side of the paper is money coming in, on the other side of the paper is money going out. Okay. If you want to be more adventurous, or if you're used to Excel, then Excel's
more adventurous than Excel spreadsheet. Love a spreadsheet.
I love Excel. So you can make some really good, and there's lots of stuff out there. I mean, thank goodness for for the web these days, because there's loads of free material out there that you can use. Existing spreadsheets that other people created that you can use, or if you want to take it another step further, there is good bits of software out there to manage your financial records. My personal favourites are QuickBooks and Xero. They're both very good packages. They can be run online as well. You don't need to have something on a PC.
Great.
And they make life easier.
They make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so then one of the other questions people want to know is like, what are they allowed to claim back? So that kind of thing, like what is a real expense versus...
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make one very important point is, if you're going to go into business, then you need to be aware that you want to make money.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's really the that's the bottom line to this, is you're in it to make money. If you make money and you make a profit, you will have to pay tax. Okay, so there is no clever...
There's no escaping it.
No, you can't get around it. However, what you can do is offset your expenses of running the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything that you purchase for the business, so your equipment or anything that you use within the business, you can offset as an expense against the business. It might be bits of stationery. Yeah. It might be the equipment.
Travel.
Yeah. Your travel. Anything that you spend out in relation to the business, you can offset against your income.
And certainly training.
Obviously training.
And great. Okay. And any other thing that feels glaring to you around the most important thing that people need to really...
I would, what I'd say to is, if you're setting up a business, don't forget the obvious things like insurance.
Yes. Okay,
So, this is a professional industry and you need to protect yourself. So protect yourself by way of professional liability insurance. So if anything goes wrong in any of the treatments, you have protection and you're covered. And that's also an assurance to your clients as well. That they are protected should anything go wrong. Also, if you are bringing people into your house, or if you are using anywhere else, then you need public liability insurance.
And just to make that point, there's so many different organizations out there about massage therapy, and this is a little bit different. We're talking about you can get that through your professional organizations, but you want to really make sure that your insurance is about running a company and running a professional business. So thank you so much, Nigel. And we've known Nigel a very long time, and he's watched Jing grow from our own front room to the business it is now. So a lot of wisdom here. So thanks so much, and we hope to get involved with the dialogue on Twitter, Facebook, and always show up at the JING Institute, and we'll see you soon.